The Zrathkar had made their first mistake when they assumed humanity would respond like the other species they had conquered. Their second mistake was broadcasting it across every frequency humanity used. Commander Elena Vasquez watched the feed from Mumbai with hands that refused to tremble. 20 million souls, vaporized in an instant by the crystalline weapon array hovering above the city. The Zrathkar had hijacked every screen on Earth, forcing humanity to witness their demonstration of power. The alien commander's translation crackled through speakers worldwide. Surrender your resources or more cities will follow. You have 3 rotations. The Security Council chamber fell silent. Then Elena spoke, her voice cold as the void between stars. Activate Protocol Lazarus. The politicians hesitated. Protocol Lazarus had been conceived in classified bunkers, a contingency most prayed would never see daylight. It violated 17 international treaties and the unwritten rules of civilized warfare. But the Zrathkar had shown humanity something crucial in their arrogance. They didn't understand what sleeping giants they had awakened. Commander, the ethical implications, began the Secretary General. They murdered 20 million people and made us watch, Elena interrupted. Ethics died with Mumbai. Now we show them what humanity really is. Across Earth, silent machinery hummed to life, weapons that had been dismissed as theoretical, too dangerous, too absolute. The Zrathkar had scanned Earth's military capabilities and found them quaint. Primitive rockets, basic lasers, crude nuclear weapons. What they hadn't detected were the quantum resonance bombs buried in the moon's core, the antimatter mines disguised as space debris, or the gravitational collapse generators hidden in deep ocean trenches. Humanity had always been good at hiding its teeth. The Zrathkar fleet hung in orbit like predators savoring their prey. 17 massive warships, each capable of glassing a continent. Their sensors remained fixated on Earth's obvious military installations, tracking the scrambling of fighter jets and the repositioning of missile batteries. They found it amusing. They didn't notice the moon's rotation had shifted by 3 degrees. Elena's fingers danced across holographic displays. Lunar batteries armed. Deep space mirror network positioned. Quantum resonators synchronized. She looked up at the live feed showing the Zrathkar flagship. Its alien commander was broadcasting again, mocking humanity's silence. Let me tell you about humans, Elena whispered to the screen. We're the species that split atoms to end wars. We're the ones who looked at peaceful nuclear energy and immediately weaponized it. We've spent 10,000 years perfecting the art of killing each other, and you just united us, and the attack began at 400 hours GMT. The first quantum resonance pulse erupted from the lunar surface, invisible to conventional sensors but devastating to the exotic matter that powered Zrathkar shields. In 1 microsecond, every shield generator in their fleet destabilized. The aliens had exactly 2 seconds to process this impossibility before the second wave hit. Antimatter mines, patient and cold in the dark, activated their gravitational anchors. They didn't explode. They simply ceased to exist in a flash of pure annihilation, taking chunks of alien warships with them. The flagship's entire port side vanished, matter and antimatter canceling each other in a bloom of gamma radiation. But humanity wasn't finished. The deep space mirror network, dismissed by Zrathkar scans as primitive solar collectors, rotated as one. They focused every photon from the sun into 17 concentrated beams, not hot enough to melt the alien hulls, hot enough to vaporize them at a molecular level. The Zrathkar tried to run. Their faster-than-light drives spooled up, exotic particles swirling as they prepared to tear a hole in reality and flee. That's when the gravitational collapse generators activated. Humanity had learned to create artificial black holes, small ones, unstable ones that existed for only fractions of a second. But fractions were enough. Space-time itself became a cage, warping and twisting around each alien ship. Their FTL drives, trying to punch through normal space, instead encountered the crushing gravity of a singularity. The results were catastrophic, beautiful, terrible. Ships folded in on themselves like paper in a fist, hulls compressed to the density of neutron stars. Crews experienced death at the quantum level, their atoms crushed into exotic particles. The flagship, trying desperately to broadcast a surrender, collapsed into a sphere no larger than a marble, then winked out of existence entirely. 17 ships, gone in 4 minutes. Elena watched the empty orbital space where an invasion fleet had been. Around the world, humanity watched with her. The screens that had shown Mumbai's destruction, now displayed nothing but debris and fading radiation signatures. "Scan for survivors," she ordered. "Negative, Commander. No life signs. No intact technology. The gravitational collapse left nothing but trace elements." Someone in the command center started crying. Then someone else. Not tears of joy, tears of horror at what they'd become, what they'd done, what they were capable of doing. Elena stood motionless, bearing witness to humanity's darkest triumph. The next day, the quantum Ansible arrays, human technology the Zrathkar had never detected, broadcast a message to the wider galaxy. Not a threat, just a statement of fact, accompanied by complete telemetry data of the battle. "This is Earth. The Zrathkar came to conquer us. They killed 20 million of our people to prove their superiority. We killed them all to prove a different point. Humanity doesn't surrender, doesn't negotiate with those who slaughter civilians, and doesn't forgive genocide. We have rendered their species extinct. Let this be the only warning your civilizations receive. We want peace. We offer friendship. But if you come for our children, our homes, our world, nothing of you will remain. Not ships, not soldiers, not even atoms. Choose wisely." The message repeated in every known galactic language, then added one final line in perfect English. "We are humanity. We tried to be better. You made us show you what we really are." Across the galaxy, older civilizations who had watched the Zrathkar's broadcast now watched Earth's response. They noted the efficiency, the ruthlessness, the terrible creativity. They marked Sol system with a new designation, dangerous. They updated their star charts with a warning that would persist for millennia, and they chose peace, because nothing remained of those who had chosen otherwise.